If you feel like weight loss used to be easier and now after 40, everything feels different, you're not imagining it. Maybe you're eating less. Maybe you're trying to be good. Maybe you're walking more. Maybe you've even tried cutting carbs or skipping meals or intermittent fasting, tracking more, or just starting over every Monday, but the weight is still not moving the way it used to. Maybe your belly fat feels more stubborn. Maybe your cravings are louder or your energy is lower and your clothes are tighter. And you're thinking, what am I doing wrong? Well, I want to tell you that your body has changed. This is not something in your head that you're imagining. And what it means is that your strategy needs to change too. I'm Lucy Hutchings, registered dietitian, and I help women in perimenopause and menopause lose weight without diets, without shots, and without spending hours at the gym. Weight loss after 40 is not about punishing your body into submission. It's about supporting your body so that your metabolism and hormones can finally start working with you. Here's the truth that most women don't hear. After 40, the old eat less, exercise more advice, it's just not enough. And for most women, it actually backfires. Because if your body is stressed and it's underfueled or you're cutting calories and it's inflamed, and maybe you're low on protein and you're losing muscle mass and your sleep stinks and you're running on survival mode, then more restriction is not actually going to fix that. It's going to make it worse. So instead of asking, how can I eat less? I want you to start asking, how can I support my body better? That is where weight loss after 40 begins. After 40, your body is dealing with a lot. Your hormones are shifting. Your blood sugar may be more sensitive because without estrogen, we lose that blood sugar protection. Your stress might be higher because, hello, life. Your sleep may be worse. Maybe it's night sweats. Maybe it's the 3 a.m. wake up and your brain is just spinning. And muscle mass naturally starts declining. And inflammation may be higher at this point. So your body is not exactly the same as it was when you were 25 or even 35, but that doesn't mean that weight loss is impossible. It just means that the strategy has to be different. So here's what actually works. I have 5 strategies for you that I would focus on first if you wanted to lose weight after 40 in a way that feels realistic and sustainable and supportive. Number 1 is going to be build meals around protein. And what I mean by that is we probably want around 90 to 100 grams of protein a day. So what does that look like? That looks like focusing on quality sources of protein like fish and meat and chicken and eggs and dairy if you can tolerate it. There are so many beautiful sources of protein, and a lot of times we're skipping it, especially in the morning. And the reason why we want to focus on protein is because protein actually helps get rid of sugar cravings. It actually helps us feel full throughout the day. It actually helps with energy and blood sugar, and it helps support hormones. So there's a lot of great reasons why we want to eat more protein and why we don't want to be skimpy on protein. And also, it helps build more muscle. And ladies, it's the muscle that we really want. Muscle is your metabolic engine. We'll get to that in a minute. But we want more muscle. And so we need to support the body. We need to support that muscle by eating protein, enough quality protein. So the easiest place to start is with breakfast. A lot of times we're having oats for breakfast or cereal or a muffin or a bagel, or we're having avocado toast. And a lot of these things are kind of healthy, but they're still lacking protein. And that protein is very important for all those reasons I just mentioned. So if we can add some protein to breakfast, maybe it's Greek yogurt or cottage cheese, maybe it's eggs, maybe it's some chicken sausage, maybe it's leftovers from the night before. That's okay. It doesn't have to be just breakfast food for breakfast. But when we can start with protein at breakfast, you're going to feel so much different and you're going to notice a difference in your energy throughout the day. The second strategy I want to tell you about is stabilizing your blood sugar. When your blood sugar is on a blood sugar roller coaster all day, because maybe you started the day with a lot of carbs at breakfast, you're going to feel an energy crash at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. You're going to feel like you want to just take a nap. You're also going to notice a whole lot of cravings. Maybe it's even waking up in the middle of the night and wanting to eat, or waking up starving in the morning. There's a lot of different things that are going to give you those signs that your blood sugar is not stable. We want to listen to the body. Now, the way we stabilize blood sugar is by eating a balanced meal. So think protein plus produce plus a healthy fat and fiber-rich carbs when we can get that fiber in. So maybe that looks like maybe your lunch is going to be a big salad with some chicken on top. Maybe you grilled chicken the night before and you can chop that up and put it on top. Maybe you're going to add some olive oil for that healthy fat. And then I like to add things like sweet potatoes or cottage cheese or even have a side of Greek yogurt. And maybe I'm going to add some walnuts or pecans to add some more healthy fats and fiber. So that's going to be a combination of protein and produce and healthy fats and fiber and some healthy carbs. And that's going to help you stay satisfied and full for the rest of the afternoon. So you won't have that energy crash and you won't have those sugar cravings. It's going to help your blood sugar be more stable for the rest of the day. And then I would repeat that at dinner time. So dinner is going to be the same kind of balanced meal. So maybe it's fish with some quinoa and lots of vegetables. And then maybe there's a little butter on those vegetables for some healthy fats. Or maybe it's salmon, so it comes with healthy fats automatically. That's how we want to think when we're putting meals together, when we're trying to lose weight after 40. We're not trying to cut calories. We're trying to nourish the body with enough nourishing food. Number 3 is to strength train to protect your metabolism. So this is where we're going to talk about muscle because, again, ladies, muscle is what we really want. And muscle naturally declines as we age, and that's what's going to keep us strong. Muscles are actually really important for bone health, and it's also what helps our blood sugar stay stable. So one way to think of muscle is like a sponge, and it kind of like soaks up that blood sugar from our bloodstream, and it helps our bodies balance that blood sugar so that we don't have that big ups and downs. The more muscle you have, the better your metabolism. So if you're feeling like, oh, my metabolism is so slow and I really want a faster metabolism, then build muscle. That's the key to that. It's going to help improve your body composition, so your shape, and is also going to help you feel stronger, and it's going to help with bone health too. So muscle does amazing things. We don't want to lose it, and that's one of the problems with doing things like diets and GLP-1s, because when we lose weight quickly from one of those sources, it actually then also we lose muscle mass at the same time. And so we're losing our strength and we're losing our body composition. That's what helps us to feel really confident in our clothes, and it's what helps us look in the way that we're trying to look. That's what we want, is more muscle. So in order to protect that muscle mass, we need to actually use the muscles. So even though walking and running and biking and aerobics classes and Zumba classes, those are all great for heart health, and there's other good benefits from them, but they're not really building muscle. So we have to do some strength training or muscle building exercises in addition to those things. In fact, I would prioritize strength training over doing something like an aerobics class or just running on the treadmill or using an elliptical or a bike. So start small. It doesn't have to be hard. I would actually recommend just doing like 2 strength training sessions for 10 to 15 minutes a week. Start there and see how that goes. You can actually build quite a bit of muscle with just teeny tiny sessions of 10 to 15 minutes each. And it's a great place to start. You don't need to go to the gym. You don't need a big long block of time, and you don't need fancy equipment. You can start with body weight. There's lots of easy exercises that you can find even in the group. The free Weight Loss After 40 group has some quick, easy workouts. And you can also go online and find all kinds of free, quick, easy workouts where it's using just body weight and you don't even need to get any equipment. So start small, start with maybe 2 times a week and go from there. And number 4 is support your sleep and your stress, because your body needs to feel supported. Sleep and stress could be the key to getting the scale to move. And for a lot of women, they are eating really well. They've nailed the diet part of things. But if you don't have your sleep dialed in and you don't have your stress dialed in, then your body is going to hold on to the weight. You're going to be stuck. So some little easy things that you can do for sleep is maybe just shut the screens off for 15 minutes before you go to bed. Start with that. Your body needs a break from screens before you lay down and put your head on the pillow and close your eyes. We need a chance for the body to realize that it's nighttime and it's time to start getting ready for sleep. And it needs time to build melatonin and bring cortisol down. That's what's going to help you have a really good night's sleep. So if you can give your body a little break in the evening before laying down, maybe you could also do a little breath work. So just focus on your breathing. It doesn't have to be fancy. Maybe you're going to listen to a guided breath work or a meditation. Maybe you're just going to do a little journaling. Anything that calms the body down to help it be prepared for sleep is also going to help with stress. So if you're always go, 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 and you have a lot of stress in your life, and maybe you're always doing for others and not for yourself, then your cortisol could be high and elevated, and it's going to prevent the body from losing that weight. So that's another thing that we want to make sure we're doing is supporting our nervous system and keeping the stress down. So maybe for supporting stress, maybe that's clearing your calendar. Maybe it's saying no to more events and seeing more white space on your calendar. Maybe it's just going for a walk. Maybe it's doing some of that meditation or that focused breathing. Those all support stress too. They kind of overlap, right? So lots of things that you can do for sleep and stress that only take a few minutes. One of my favorites is just doing about a minute of deep focused breathing. I can do that anywhere. I can do it right before I eat. I can do it when I'm laying in bed. I can do it in the shower. I can do it on my walk in the morning. I can do it when I'm driving. I can do it when the kids are driving me crazy. This is what we need to do to bring our stress down, and it's actually going to help with sleep as well. And then finally, number 5 is to lower inflammation with real food, at least most of the time. There's no need for perfection over here. So inflammation can show up as achy joints. It can show up as puffiness. It can show up on your labs. Maybe your doctor has mentioned it. Maybe it's showing up as an elevated cholesterol. And so what we want to do is lower that inflammation, because inflammation is going to prevent the scale from moving. It's going to prevent your body from releasing that weight. So if we can focus on things like quality protein, like we mentioned before, making sure that you get produce with your meals, making sure you're adding those healthy fats, because healthy fats, especially omega-3, are actually going to help reduce inflammation, and those are heart health friendly. Getting more fiber-rich foods is going to help, and which also a lot of times include antioxidants. Getting plenty of water and staying hydrated, and sometimes we need to add minerals to our water as well. Eating gut-supportive foods, because one of the reasons why we have inflammation is if we're not supporting the gut and we end up with leaky gut. So we want to have things like fermented foods or probiotics, or even just bone broth will help to heal the gut. And really just overall, mostly whole, real foods instead of processed foods and instead of sugar. So those are the types of things that are going to help reduce that inflammation so that, again, you can release the weight. Your body has to feel safe in order to release weight, in order to feel ready to release weight. Otherwise, it's going to hold on to it. Now, when one of the women that I work with came to me, she was at the highest weight she'd ever been. She wanted to take naps every afternoon. She was feeling the sugar cravings like crazy. She was short with the kids and very moody and avoided any mirrors and certainly did not get into any family pictures. She thought that she needed to just eat less, try harder, maybe work out more. But when we took a closer look, when we started working together and I analyzed everything that she was doing and everything that she was eating, what we discovered was that her protein was way too low. Her breakfast and lunch were just not strong enough, which was feeding those sugar cravings in the afternoon. Her stress was really high and her body was running on empty. We needed to support her body. We needed to support her mind, body, and soul. We didn't need to put more rules in place, and she didn't need any other diet. She needed support. So we balanced her meals. We worked on blood sugar. We supported her sleep. We helped her bring her stress down. And we focused on building strength and building muscle. That's when things started to change. And now she no longer needs naps in the afternoon. She actually has full energy. She can run after her kids. The sugar cravings are gone. Her reflux is gone. She's not dealing with night sweats. And her blood sugar is balanced. And she's in her 40s and was able to lose 22 pounds and lost a dress size. But the most important thing is that now she's getting into pictures with her family again. And she's not scared to look in the mirror. And she doesn't even feel like she's on a diet because we made it that easy. She doesn't need another diet. She just needed a better strategy. So if you want this weight loss after 40 checklist, this is free inside my weight loss after 40 group on School. And I'm going to drop the link to join that free group underneath this video. And the checklist for you for this week is to add quality protein to your breakfast. Strength train 2 times this week. Remember, they can be like 10 to 15-minute sessions. Walk after 1 meal per day if you can, because that helps balance blood sugar. And choose 1 sleep upgrade. Maybe it's shutting your phone off a little earlier. Maybe it's just going to bed a little bit earlier. Maybe it's making sure the room is dark and cool. Maybe it's getting morning light because that actually helps your sleep when you see the morning light and you reset your circadian rhythm. And then the last thing is add 1 daily stress reset. This could be as easy as 60 seconds of focused breathing or going for a short walk. Here's your reminder, ladies. If weight loss after 40 feels harder, it doesn't mean that your body is broken. It doesn't mean that your body is out to get you or is against you. It just means the old strategy is just not working anymore. And you don't need another extreme diet at this point. You need a strategy that supports your hormones, your blood sugar, and brings down the inflammation, supports your metabolism and growing muscles, supports your sleep, helps you with stress, and with real life. If you want a strategy that's personalized to you so that you can lose weight for the last time, click the link in the description below this video to book a free 15-minute call with me, and we will chat about how this looks. You've got this. I'm rooting for you. Thanks for watching.